Hey guys, tonight we're coming to you. This is week 6. This is my incarnational video on Luke chapter 5 verses 12 through 16. Tonight we will talk about a man named John, and John is waking up. He's getting ready for work. He's having breakfast with his family. He kisses his wife goodbye and his daughter. He tells her to have a great day, shoos her onto the bus, and he hops in his car and drives to the Music City Star. And he rides the Music City Star all the way down to downtown where he works. He has a great day at work, hops back on the train at the end of the day, and expects to exit the train and get in his car and go home. However, he's met with guys who are dressed in big yellow protective suits who tell everyone on the train they cannot go home. They have to go with them to be in isolation at Vanderbilt Hospital. And so the guy's like, really, can I go home first? Can I pack? Can I tell my wife goodbye, my daughter goodbye? And they're like, absolutely not. You know, this is contagious. You could die. You could spread this. No, you're not going home. You're going to go immediately to the hospital and under quarantine. And so he, of course, goes with them as well as everyone else on the train, and they quarantine these people, and he's in his room, and it's been, let's just say, weeks have gone by, and he's waiting to be released. And they come in and they tell him, we can't release you. You actually do have this disease, and eventually it will kill you. And so he's just like, I am never going to see my family again. I never even got to say goodbye properly. There's so much I wanted to do, and I'm never going to get to do it. And so, of course, there's nothing else to do while he's sitting there in quarantine besides watch TV. And so he happened to be watching the news one night, and he heard that there's been this doctor going around all over the area, and just amazing things happen. He's just a miracle worker, and he's thinking, wow, you know, if this guy ever came here, I would love to meet him. Well, lo and behold, as fate would have it, this great physician is going to actually be in Nashville, where he's in the hospital, and he's actually going to be giving a speech in the same place where he is. The only problem is he's not allowed to leave his room. So the man decides, you know what, I don't have anything to lose. I'm going to die anyway. So if I break these rules and I get in trouble, big whoop, I'm going to die. So he devises a plan to leave his room and force his way in to meet this great doctor. And the day comes where the physician's going to be in town, and he props his door open to where it won't lock, and when they aren't looking, he sneaks out the door and he goes down the steps, and the whole time he's thinking, you know, it's really not right of me because I'm exposing everybody around me, you know, to this disease. And but I think that the value for me is greater, you know, than the error. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And he's just justifying his way out and down to go meet this doctor. So when he gets into the room, people are just gasping because on his arm is an armband that says contagious. And so they know that he's one of these guys that has been quarantined. And so the crowd just backs away. And as they're backing away, he stumbles and he falls right in front of this doctor. And the doctor leans over to stick his hand out and help him up. And the guy goes, no, don't touch me, I'm contagious. And the doctor goes, it's okay. I am immune to all of this kind of stuff here. So I'll help you up. So he picks him up and he's like, you know, I broke the rules and I came to you because I heard that you've been successful in treating people and maybe you can help me. And the doctor said, indeed I can. I know the cure to your illness, and you just have to do this right here. And so he gives him the cure to it, and he says, but I need you to go back to your room, and I need you to follow the rules. I need you to let the hospital tell you when it's okay for you to leave. Let the hospital say that you actually are cured of this disease, you don't have it anymore, and they'll tell you you can go, and then you can go back home. So the guy's like, oh, okay, I'll do that, you know. So sure enough, he's healed. The hospital declares you know, it's a miracle. I don't know how this happened. He's cured. He met this great physician, and now there's no disease in him anymore. He can go home. So of course the man is just thrilled, and he, you know, rushes to get home. He sees his wife and his daughter, who he hasn't seen in a long time. He's like, guys, I met the most amazing man. He reached out his hand even though I was sick, and even though I was filthy with this disease. He reached out his hand and he picked me up, and not only did he pick me up, but he cured me. I'm never going to have this disease again. You guys aren't going to catch it. And you know what? He said he even has the cure for you all, to where you'll never catch that disease. You guys can be totally immune from dying from this disease if you just go to him and take what he has. And so, of course, they're excited and they want to meet him. The only thing is the physician is kind of tired, and he has gone off to a hotel where they've kind of secured it and kept it under lock and key so he can rest and refresh himself by himself for a little while. And that is the end of my incarnational translation. And the way that I think I did practice this on my 15-year-old daughter, and she gave me some pointers, and I think I added those in. But she felt like that was a good way to balance the story in a modern. She wanted me to actually use the word Ebola. I didn't really want to. I think that's been pushed by the media too much, so I just used a disease. But at any rate, she felt like it was a great way to touch past and present together, because it was, you know, the same story. The only thing is, you know, this guy was in isolation in a hospital, whereas the leper was in isolation outside of the city gates. The great physician, of course, we can recognize as Jesus. Jesus coming into the town. Jesus was coming into the town in my story. The falling to his face, of course, that was in submission in the original Bible story. Here I took some liberty and made an accident. Nevertheless, Jesus still holds out his hand. The great physician holds out his hand and helps him up and cures him. And so I felt like the parallels were things that kids today have heard and they can relate to, and then we could take it back. So of course my translation would be geared toward teenagers and older kids, and like I said, I tested it on my daughter, and she felt like that was a good way to tie in the old with the new, and that even if I never mentioned where the story was from, she felt like she could have guessed that the parallel would have been the leper story. So that's it. And since this is the last video, I wanted to tell you guys happy Thanksgiving and have a great Christmas, and hopefully we'll see you guys in class. Well, I mean, not see you, but we'll see you in class in 2015. Holy cow. All right, we'll see you. Bye.